In this video, we're going to share everything you need to know about finding an affordable registered agent in Florida. Florida state law section 607.0501 requires that all business entities, whether foreign or domestic, have a registered agent. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably looking for a registered agent for your business, or you're looking to switch your current registered agent to a more affordable option. We're going to cover everything you need to know about finding an affordable registered agent in the state of Florida and our recommended platform to get it for an affordable price. Okay, so let's just start with a brief overview of a registered agent. So like we said, they're absolutely required in Florida by business state law. You can actually act as your own registered agent, but we don't recommend that because you're required to list your home address on the public record. Instead, we recommend using a professional service like Northwest, where you can hire them for $125 per year. And later on in the video, we'll actually do a step-by-step and show you how to set this up for your business entity. So you might be wondering, what does a registered agent actually do? A registered agent is somebody who agrees to accept and receive legal documentation on behalf of your business entity. Now, the Florida State Department may also use this registered agent's address as a way to get in contact with your business. So yeah, this is obviously really important because it's the main place of contact for your business. Now, what are the requirements for a Florida registered agent? The first one is that you're required to have a physical street address in Florida. And the registered agent must be available during normal business hours between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they're going to have to accept mail here and service of process if needed. So not only do you need to have a physical address, but of course this address will need to accept mail. Now, why does your LLC need a registered agent? So like we already said, this is required by state law that domestic and foreign entities have a registered agent. This person will be responsible for receiving legal mail and court documents on behalf of the entity. Another thing that's really important here is that these need to be delivered to a real person. Also, just a note, you will not be able to have a PO box or a virtual address because you'll need somebody there to accept the documentation on your behalf. Now, who can be a registered agent in the state of Florida? So you really have three options here. The first one is you. You can be your own registered agent, but like we talked about before, we don't recommend this because your information is going to be on the public record. You can also choose a family member or friend. And lastly, you can hire a Florida registered agent service, also known as a commercial registered agent. And this is a professional service that will gather all the documentation sent to that address on your behalf, and they will make sure to scan it over and email it to you. And of course, if there's any other correspondence that's needed, they're going to handle that as well. As we mentioned earlier, if you're registering as your own registered agent, your information will be on public record. The articles of organization for your business entity will be listed on the Florida State Department, so they will have access to all the information for your company there. So if you're not interested in having your address out there, then you're not going to want to be your own registered agent. So now you might be wondering how being on public record might affect your entity. So yeah, your address is going to be searchable on the public domain. Also, other websites will be able to publish that information. It really doesn't make that much sense to save that $100 and something to be your own registered agent and sacrifice your privacy. So when should you not hire a registered agent service? If you have a street address in Florida and you don't mind your information being available to the public, then you can be your own registered agent. Just note that you're going to be required to be at that physical address during normal business hours. And just note, if this doesn't apply to you and you're going to hire somebody to be your registered agent, they're going to need to be required to be at that physical address during normal business hours as well. Now, if you do choose to be your own registered agent, there are some risks. In the event that the Florida State Department cannot get a hold of the registered agent at the address that you have listed, then you have a potential of your business entity being shut down. Also, when service of process initiates a lawsuit, you'll have 20 days to reply to that. Failure to accept or receive this documentation can actually result in the lawsuit still proceeding without you knowing. And if a default judgment occurs, then the court could actually gain jurisdiction over your business entity. So that brings us to a Florida registered agent service, where these are actual professional companies that will handle all the paperwork and make sure that it's scanned and emailed over to you. And they're going to act as your registered agent, and these services really range from $99 to $400 per year. Now, in terms of which platform we recommend using, we recommend Northwest. This is who we personally use. They've been in business over 20 years. They have great customer service, and they're only $125 per year. And of course, the best part is that our personal address is withheld from the public record, which means that it's kept private. And if you have a business entity in another state, they actually have offices in all 50 states. So you can easily use them as a registered agent if you have a business entity in another state. So as a Florida registered agent, they're really great. Now we're actually going to do a step-by-step walkthrough of how to set up your registered agent in Florida. So go ahead and click that link down below, and it'll bring you to this page at Northwest. So once you follow that link down below, it'll bring you to this page at Northwest, Northwest, and you're going to want to select your state here. We'll scroll down to Florida, and then we'll click Get Started. Once you've done that, you'll see that it brings up all the other states that they work in, but right now we're just going to have Florida checked. If you want to have a registered agent in another state, you can set it up here too. For this video, we'll just have Florida, but let's go ahead and click Continue now. Go ahead and enter your company name, and then you can click here on Entity Type and scroll down and choose which fits your entity. Next, you can choose to send a copy of lawsuits and legal notices to your attorney. We'll leave that off for now. The other thing here is the beneficial ownership information form. They're going to file this form for $9 for you. Now, if you don't know what this is a new requirement that started January 1st, 2024. We're not going to go into too much detail here, but we'll leave a link to the video here and down below in the description, where you're going to find everything you need to know about what the BOI form is and how to file it. Let's just leave that off for now. Go ahead and click Continue, and then enter your contact information here. Once you've done that, you can click Continue, and then you can put in your email address here. After that, you can click Generate Password and then press Continue. Next, it brings you to the business identity page. Now, this is a free 90-day trial that Northwest provides. And what it includes is a domain name free for 1 year, a website hosted by Northwest but owned by you, a business email address, and a business phone number. Now, you can choose whether or not you're going to do this for your situation, but for 90 days, it's at no risk to you. Once you're finished with that, go ahead and click Continue. Next, it'll bring you to this optional items page, and if you already have an existing company, you can toggle this one here. They will also file your annual report for you if you like. They have a mail forwarding and virtual office service as well, and a trademark service. We'll leave all these checked off for now, and we'll just click Continue. Lastly, you'll want to put in your payment information here. And once you're finished with that, you can go ahead and click Done. That's everything you need to know about finding an affordable registered agent service in Florida. We highly recommend that if you're looking for a professional company at an affordable price to be your registered agent, that you check out Northwest. We'll leave that link down below in the description, and we'll leave a link to a couple of our other videos too, where we show you how to set up an LLC or an S Corp through Northwest. They have a bunch of business services on business entity formation, and you can check that out on their website. We'll leave a link to all the other resources that we talked about in this video down below in the description too. And just note that if you use Northwest, we will receive a small referral fee at no cost to you. This will really just allow us to keep creating free content like this for you guys, and thank you so much in advance. Also, just a disclaimer here, this is not tax advice. You really want to seek professional help to see what is right for your specific situation. This channel is dedicated to providing business owners and entrepreneurs like yourself with free content and tutorials like this. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this in the future, leave a like and subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.